Welcome to the Green Beret Life. I am Matt. That's Stu. This is the SCIF. Welcome. We're on YouTube, Rumble, and Odysee. Please, if you haven't already, go sign up at Rumble or Odysee. Preferably, Rumble is really the go-to. Odysee is a great outlet, but Rumble is the one that's really taken off. And I think I think it's the way to go. So. We are a 501c3. Go check out our website, TheGreenBeretLife.com. If you want to ask questions of Stu or I, please feel free to email us at TheGreenBeretLife@gmail.com. We try to get back to everybody that emails us. If you have a question, on joining the military, if you have a question on anything legitimate, please reach out and we will try to get back. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. I would also say, I'm doing a lot of ums here. I hate when I do this. It's one of these things since my last brain injury that I do quite often.
Well, at least you don't say like. I can do the ums. The likes would drive me bananas.
Yeah, like. Well, here's another thing that I used to do. Here's another thing. After I would say, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. This all happened after that, the big brain, the last one, right? So either way, if you have any questions about joining the military, anything else, if you've got an idea about a class and you got a group of people together, reach out to us there. Okay. Thank you as always for joining us here. We've got a good show tonight. We're gonna switch things up a little bit. We mentioned the last couple of weeks that we were going to start talking about some military stuff. And Stu had 2 MOSs when he was in the military. I had 2 MOSs in the military. We're going to give a brief overview of each. Stu was obviously on the Air Force side. I was on the Army side, and we'll talk about it and let us know. Give us some feedback if you like the conversation. We can get into more. So one of the reasons why I want to do this, I hear it over and over and over again, Stu. People don't want to join now because morale is so low, and it's understandable with this president and everything else. But the argument is we need patriots now more than ever. They want to fill the military with their guys. These are people that aren't patriots. These are people that are down with the woke nonsense. These are people that see America as one cog in a bigger world order, right? Not America first. And we want to keep patriots in the military. We've got a ton of patriots still in there holding the line. We need to plus them up. So I always say, if your dream was to join the military, if you ever wanted to serve and you wanted to be, do not let this garbage administration and, quite frankly, the garbage current leadership in the military right now dissuade you. Dissuade you. It's cyclical. And we're going to get back to rational. That's all I'm going to say. Stu, do you have anything you want to add on that?
Just you got distracted. I think you left off. Go to the website, TheGreenBeretLife.com. That has a lot of information on classes and everything that Matt is able to put together and training that he's able to offer. As he said, it's a 501c3, and the 501c3 is designed for first responders, military veterans, and their families to get them into the outdoors and the shooting sports. And a lot of the training, if not all of it, that is provided is free of charge to those groups. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, if I misspoke on anything.
Yeah, I do. Well, put it this way. We do free training for veterans and their families, and that's what everything is for. So civilians come. We don't charge a lot for these classes, but when you do come or if you give us a donation, we don't make any money here. This all goes to help get veterans and their families into the outdoors. We do a bunch of things. We've done expeditions. We do a lot of firearm training. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll put on a event where we'll bring in veterans and their, for example, the last big one that was done was veterans and their spouses, and we brought them in and they had free CCW training. Now, sometimes there's other training that I'll put on at a course that requires money from us. And that, if you're a veteran and you want to, pay your way through it, that's perfectly fine too. It helps us to keep this thing going. This is not a for-profit venture. And I want to do more of, we did archery last year for a bunch of female veterans. I'm not quite sure if we're going to do that again this year because it was a very long distance to travel and all of that. But we will be doing more, getting veterans and doing pistol fundamentals classes, CCW classes, and things along those lines. So we put events that are for veterans, their families, and first responders and their families, and those events will be highlighted as free to veterans and first responders and their families. So we're going to be doing more of that this summer, and that's what we do here. So sometimes there's a nominal fee to cover course. Ranges usually aren't free, folks. You got to pay for them, right? And other things. Sometimes there's travel. Sometimes there's, we're doing expeditions. You've got to pay to have additional staff come up. And these are so if you take a class with us and you pay for the class, that money goes to pay for that type of stuff to get more veterans and whatnot out into these events. So I wanted to say it's not always free. We hold free events. And those free events are what we're all about. So, and it just seems like the shooting sports. I'm kind of glad you brought this up because I really never talked about this recently. Anyways, and the shooting sports seem to be the thing that a lot of. It's easy. It's easy if you can get a course in an area. Then you can reach out to like the veteran service officers when we're doing a free class for veterans, right, and their families. We reach out to those veterans or these organizations, VFW, veteran service officers, DAV, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Put the word out. Here's the date. Please RSVP me so I know. Sometimes there's like a $5 fee for the course fee, and for the range that we're holding it at. And sometimes the ranges say there's no fee, and sometimes they're $30. But either way, the class is free when we do those, and I put them out. It's easy to do. We were doing expeditions with kids and all of that. That is a major event that has many moving parts.
A lot of planning.
It's a little more difficult because you need to hire additional staff and you need a bunch of things and it makes it real easy when we're doing the shooting classes. So that's what we do. If you come and take a class from us, that's where the money goes to. And sometimes it gets confusing. It's like, was this only for veterans? No, it's for everybody. And it's for us to put on events that are free to veterans and their families and first responders and their families. So if it's clearer than mud now, I've been successful, right?
Well, we've determined that we're both 9 times out of 10 abject failures at our desired goal. But yeah, no, good stuff.
Yeah. So what do we got on the docket tonight?
Well,
beyond the talking about the MOSs.
Yeah, well, we've got some things that have dropped in the last 24 hours concerning the FBI and the raid on Mar-a-Lago that we're going to discuss. We've got the ICC has basically kind of put up a trial balloon that I haven't seen where they've confirmed it, but they're making noise about issuing arrest warrants for Netanyahu due to his unprecedented war on the Palestinian people, which we all know is a joke. And we've also had some things come out here, after the past 4.5 years of denial concerning gain of function research and Wuhan and NIH, Dr. Fauci, and all of them basically lying through their teeth every time they were asked a question. And my question is, how many of those do you think are going to be held in contempt of Congress and have daytime raids on their homes to take them into custody and have them placed in jail for their heinous activity.
Or no knock warrants
never.
in darkness, in the middle of darkness, and you don't know who the hell's breaking into your house for a menial crime, if it is a crime at all.
Wasn't it Roger Stone where they had freaking frogmen in the pond behind his house coming up out of the water? It's like,
dude, and you saw the guys leaving their weapons unattended. These federal agents. Oh my lord!
But somehow we don't know how CNN found out about this top secret raid and were there with cameras. Don't know how that happened.
No. Don't know how any of that happened.
No clue.
So, it's a scam. This authorizing deadly force in the Trump raid. If you look it up right now, every news outlet in the world, left-leaning news outlet in the world, will bombard you with this is normal protocol. This is okay. It's being blown out of proportion. It's all bullshit. This isn't normal. This isn't okay, and it's not being blown out of proportion. Okay, This is following a pattern that you've seen from anybody, from Donald Trump to anybody that's associated with him, to anybody that's associated with or identifies as an American first patriot, right? It's all about intimidation. They're doing it on the legal side now. They're going after Trump attorneys, John Eastman. They're going after Giuliani. There's something going on in Arizona, and it's all about election stuff. So they're trying to intimidate. How dare you say? How dare you say there was something fishy going on in these elections? And if you do this in 2024, this is what's going to happen to you. That's what they're saying with this.
Yeah. So it's all to chill the people that would speak out. It's basically to intimidate them into just shutting up and staying quiet. Otherwise, look at what can happen to you. And these are people, look at what they've done to Trump and what they've drugged him through. And look at these other people. These are people that have the resources and the contacts to help fundraise to pay for this legal defense and stuff. Mm-hmm. Think of the people that won't speak up because their entire life for the next 3 generations would be ruined because of the debt that it would take on to try and defend themselves from some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it is absolutely terrifying that is the goal. It is lawfare. It is using the process is the punishment. Whether you're guilty or not, the process is the punishment, and you're being punished, with that.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's more evidence of that is this trial of Trump, which they haven't identified what the crime is. But if you listen to the mainstream media and press, this clown Cohen and Stormy Dan, it's all been true. They're liars. They're all liars. It's already been proven. And the people that are trying to prove that, it looks like this judge is going out of his way to limit what they can say, including clearing the courtroom out, which is the latest escapade. And now everybody has basically adjourned, and he lets the jurors off for 8 days when traditionally, you let people off for 8 days, they come back to convict, right? But now they're going to be exposed they were picked because they watch CNN, MSNBC. Yep. They've been told, don't watch this, but they're not going to have anything. Now you're going to see all the mainstream media be plastered towards that at those 12 jurors because they've got to get a conviction. And in the meantime, congressmen are sending the daughter more and more and more money.
Hold on, Matt, real quick. You were talking about the underlying crime. This is Alvin Bragg. What Trump's actually being charged with should be misdemeanors. They've been upgraded to felonies because of this phantom underlying crime. Now, it's been determined that Alvin Bragg does not even have to state what that crime is, much less prove that underlying crime that elevates what would be a misdemeanor to a felony.
But they're not even misdemeanors. There is no crime. They're not even misdemeanors.
I'm saying they're saying what he's charged with, if it were legit, would be a misdemeanor. And
there's no standing for the state of New York. These would be federal crimes if they were a crime in the first place. And on top of that, Stu, You have the Trump administration bringing on witnesses, trying to educate the jury on what these crimes are, and it's not being allowed by the judge. They've either got something on this guy. By the way, if something were to happen to us on this particular channel that we're on, just know that we're going to permanently be on Rumble. I'm just saying that right now. Okay,
well, Matt, let me ask you something. As a police officer, could you arrest somebody solely for, could you, no other charge, no other anything, could you arrest somebody for resisting arrest?
For resisting arrest?
No other charge, no other nothing.
Okay. So, but you would have to be in the process of trying to arrest them for them to resist arrest.
But what would you be arresting them for if there was no underlying charge?
Then you couldn't do it. Then
Right.
How would you get to resisting if there wasn't an underlying? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like what they're getting Trump for. They're arresting him for resisting arrest for no charge. There's nothing there. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all lies. And Cohen's even come out now and admitted to stealing upwards of $30,000 from Trump.
No. It's 60 confirmed, and it may be as high as $430,000.
Really? Okay. The numbers have changed since the last time I heard it. And
So
I agree with
it was 30. It was 30 on the initial account, and then he was refunded money back, and he kept that money, which brought it up to 60, right? And then there were other shenanigans going on, trying to prepay taxes, right, or set aside money for taxes, and he apparently kept that too. And it could be much higher than 60, but for guaranteed sure, he stole 60 bare minimum.
And this is the prosecution's star witness. This is their one that they're hanging all of their charges on his credibility. And I believe it was under oath. He was asked, "Would you lie if it was to your benefit?" And he was like, "Yes."
And his former legal advisor, i.e., attorney, right? It said he told me, because he was relieved of all attorney-client privilege, told him that he didn't believe the story and he didn't want it to be embarrassing to Melania, so he just paid it, right? Didn't believe it, and he did it on his own. And then when he said he had nothing on Trump, this was to his legal advisor when they were really turning up the heat on him, and the legal advisor gets up on the stand, and Judge Mershon clears the whole courtroom because he said he was giving him side eye.
Well, basically, I think what happened was every time they got up to ask a question, when the defense was asking the question, they were being objected to. They basically weren't letting him testify. And I'm pretty sure the guy got frustrated, probably rolled his eyes and sighed or something, like,
which he's entitled to do.
This freaking clown show. And the judge is like, "Are you side-eyeing me? Are you staring me down?" It's like, dude, what are you, freaking 12 on the playground?
This guy has ruined, and this guy's going to be in charge of the Bannon case coming up. This is a disaster.
Even in the event that Trump is found guilty, they have left just barrels and barrels of reasons for this to be overturned on appeal, with contaminating the jury, with just the things that he's allowed to go on, his behavior with a judge yelling at a witness. How freaking professional is that? I mean,
they want this bullshit conviction so they can run it in the media, just like what the media is doing now. The media, MSNBC didn't even mention that Cohen had stolen money from Trump. They just rolled right past that.
Whenever I look, because I had heard that, so I Googled, Trump trial. Every single thing was about the Trump witness and the judge clearing the courtroom, furious with Trump's witness. That was every article, everything I could find. And then at the bottom of that article, it would be like a paragraph of what Cohen had admitted to.
But MSNBC didn't say anything. They said nothing. They rolled right over it. And were basically leading, and this is propagandist. They lie to you, to your face, and push the narrative that the deep state left wants them to push, and that's what they do. And if they're going to try to push what they're doing on somebody else, that's exactly what they do. That's why you're seeing they're bringing on guests that are saying Trump is a tyrant and he's going to do this. This is all the things they're doing that Trump has never done. So
well, I agree with Troy Lab. He said, yeah, it's been another crazy week in clown world. And that's exactly what it is. It is a freaking clown show that this is going on and is been allowed to go on and has been people cheerleading it because they don't care. Again, the process is the punishment. They're keeping Trump off the campaign trail. They're keeping this in the headlines. Oh, well, Trump was charged with 32 felonies. Do you want a felon as a president? That's all they want. Headline. You know,
it's
repeat
all
a lie long enough, it becomes the truth, and that's what people think.
Yep. They set up a fixed jury in all of these.
And the questionnaires that they gave out. You know, what do you watch? You know, all this stuff. Yeah. Not do you watch MSNBC? Do you watch CNN? Do you watch
Fox or Newsmax or
do you watch Fox News? Do you watch this? Do you listen to this person? Do you get your news from this outlet? Yeah, that was hysterical. But do you want to move over to YouTube or move off of YouTube over to Rumble?
Let's move over to Rumble. YouTube sucks. Who knows? We may have said something already that got us in trouble on this. This is why we switch over, folks.
It won't be the first time I've gotten in trouble. Yeah,
and that's why I reiterate this. I don't want to sound like a broken record. That's what they do over here, and I'm going to keep on repeating it. They completely, if you're not pushing the narrative, they come after you, and they have many ways to come after you and use the algorithm against you and everything else. So please, if you haven't already and you're here on YouTube, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Come and join us at Rumble. And please become a member at Rumble and give us a thumbs up over there or fire or whatever the hell they have. It helps us get it out on the algorithm. I know we ask that all the time and it sounds goofy, but what it does is it helps push this out to other people.
Absolutely.
And we kind of don't ask enough. You see everybody doing that. And I hate watching. I hate when people are like, stop, give a like, smash that like.
Smash the like button.
Yeah, I hate that. Okay. Please hit the fire or whatever the fuck they have over there and help push the algorithm along so we get pushed out to more people. Because we saw a little spike in Rumble and now it's sort of plateaued again. So we need to
start doing. We need to take the super trooper approach, Matt. And as we're talking, just when we're talking, we just thumbs up and continue to talk about whatever it is that we're talking about. Thumbs up, and we just we thumbs up, have our show, and we don't ever mention them going over to Rumble and giving a thumbs up or anything.
There you go. So YouTube, we're going to see you over at Rumble momentarily. I am prepping the smoke to pop. Let's go.